Hello everyone and welcome back. Patch 3.12.4D has just launched, and this brings with it some improvements to stash tabs that were talked about at the beginning of this league. So what are the improvements? There's two things that have been introduced. One is folders, and the second is affinities. So what are these things? First, if we go to our stash tab, affinities allow you to set a stash tab to have an affinity with a certain kind of item. So in this case, crafting is currency. So if we click on crafting, select the affinity currency, it now has a little egg timer next to it. Now what that says is, wherever I am in my stash tabs, if I drop currency, its affinity is with currency, and so it will go to currency. How cool is that? I have been waiting for something like this for so long because I hate dump tabs. If you don't know what a dump tab is, it's what players who try and run really fast use. So basically after each map they just dump everything into one dump tab and then deal with it periodically. Which is more efficient for running maps because you don't spend ages in your hideout sorting things out. So it saves a lot of time. With this, we don't need that. Now my concern with this was it was gonna be slow. So let's just see how slow it is if we spam currency into it. And is this scalable as if it was a dump tab? And I would argue, yes. It is more than capable of handling it like a dump tab would. So definitely solve the problem there. So we've seen it now work with that. Does it work with unique tabs? Let's check. Oh, didn't want to do that. So unique, right click. Set affinity to unique. Click. And then let's dump that. And it's in the unique tab. Okay. Now, you may be saying, well, what if I don't have any of these special stash tabs? How can I deal with it? And the answer to that is you can also use normal tabs. So if we pick flash tab, for instance, I right click on it. I now have the option of many different ones. So let's say I want to dump all cards into here. So how would I do that? Divination cards. Set. Now if we go to the card tab and I drop this in, it hasn't gone in the card tab. That was a full stack, so it should have shown up. It's gone to the flash tab. I don't want to do that. But it just shows you that you can use any kind of tab for this. Even if you haven't bought the specialist tabs, you can still use this functionality. To me, massive improvement to the game. And I've been waiting for this for so long. It's just so exciting to finally get it. On to folders now. It is not to add a new folder, you don't click the plus. That is still to add a stash tab. So if you want to buy a stash tab, plus. And you have all the options. So we're actually going to click on create new folder. And for this new folder, I'm going to call it gear. And in here, what do we want to put in here? I want to put in my leveling tab, which is here. And if it's on the same sort of screen as gear, if we click and drag, when we go over gear, a plus will appear. Click, and it's dropped inside of gear. Now cards, because we had it selected when we create the folder, has also gone in. I don't want cards in there, so let's drag that out. And cards is now out of there. Let's dump that back to the beginning and drag it back out to where we want it. So I want leveling in there. I want my unique tab in there. Where is uniques? Where is uniques? There it is. So I want to stick uniques in there. So let's drag that over to gear and drop it in. And we now have leveling and unique gear in here. And then I've also got a random gear tab somewhere. There it is. So again, gear, drag, drop it in. I can now say, okay, I want gear, so straight to the gear tab, and then which tab do I want? So that saves a lot of time as well, because you're not having to go through these 20 tabs. So first thing, create a load of gear tabs, put things in them, and this massive list on the side will shrink to like 5 folders, and you can really then go through and select. Now I'm not going to do this for everything. I'll do that sort of off screen because it'll take far too long. But you see the sort of picture. Now with these folders, if you want to delete it, you right click, delete folder, and everything will return back to where it was before. But again, I want my folders. And again, don't press the plus. Keep doing that. Yeah. That folder's in. Leveling gear have gone to the wrong place, so if we click on who's here, they'll jump back to the beginning. So what I actually suggest is you actually put your folders at the beginning when you create them, because then you can just click on the items on the sidebar to push them back to the beginning and drag them into the folder. I can't, for instance, go to this level and drag it into that folder without going all the way over here, which is a pain. So it's much better if you put your gear folders or any folders at the beginning and then right click to get them in there. So, in conclusion, dump tabs aren't completely dead because there are still items that don't have affinities on them. Pretty much any rare item that you want to store. And 6-socket items that you're going to vendor. All that kind of stuff, you're still going to use a dump tab. But what the affinities allow you to do is dump everything into your dump tab. But if it belongs with an actual affinity, it will skip the dump tab and go where it needs to go. So you don't have to clean it up later. I think overall this is a massive quality of life improvement to the game. And I just think it's great. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you next time. Good night. You've been watching Altec 2K. Thank you for watching.